Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday evening here. We're about to get ready to go live at 8 o'clock. Hope you guys can join us there for that. But you're here for this one today, which is the study on this Texas offense. Kirby, I've been looking at these guys all year, wondering when are they going to step on somebody's throat? When are they going to finish a football game? Up 17-3, I believe, at halftime against Arizona State. Completely stagnant in the third quarter. Muster a drive late in the fourth. Finally figure out some explosivity in the overtime period, which I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's far more to do with what Arizona State did than what Texas was doing. But it's just curious, why are they struggling so much to really finish off teams? They can obviously open. They can obviously get to certain winners that are explosive. Sark can clearly dial some things up, but why can't they finish? And why does Quinn Ewers tend to float some footballs? And why? And where do those issues show up? We'll show you that today. They were beaten in the box score of this football game quite a bit by Arizona State. If you're a box score watcher, you thought Arizona State won this game by 3 scores. They did not. Texas found a way to win. I do have a question for Texas fans that are watching today, and we may not get into it. But what in the hell is going on with all the false starts? What in the hell? I think they have 5 false starts in this football game in the second half alone. In the one half that I really went and watched the all 22 on. What's up with all the false starts? Very curious to see what's going on with that. We got a saying around here. We're going to shut up and grind the tape in a second, but I got to get to the rules first. If you learn anything about your football team, you have to subscribe. If you learn anything about the game of football, you have to subscribe. If you have any fun today, you must subscribe. Let's get after it. All right, so I've always found that, I don't expect Arizona State fans to be up in here. Y'all don't come get your medicine. It's the teams that are winning that are out here watching us grind this tape. So if you're a Texas fan today and you are new to the network, we appreciate you for being here. I promise you're going to have some fun today. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. If you're an Ohio State fan today watching us, we have an Ohio State breakdown for you guys' offensive performance against Oregon. You should watch that one after the culmination of this one. Appreciate you guys for being here today. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. I told you, we're going to start up in the second half. So here we are, the first possession of the second half, and they fitting to go stagnant. Arizona State's about to give them some problems defensively, both in the run game and turning Quinn Ewers over. So let's go take a look at it right here. All right, first play that we're going to study out of the half. I am of the belief that as a quarterback, okay, when we're in play action, we're going to turn our back to the defense. That's hard enough for us. But when we come back to face the defense, we've got to be ready to throw. We've got to be ready to be hot first and then get to our explosives, okay? So as he puts the ball into the belly of the back, they're rushing 6 on them. Someone's going to get home. We've got to be ready to be hot. And when we get to the tight, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So he's going to present that ball to the running back. There's a lot of reasons most college teams don't do this. This is difficult, okay? Most young quarterbacks want their eyes on the defense the entire time. They want the ability to see what's happening to them, all right? See if there is any additive pressure coming, right? So when he turns back around and presents to the defense, we got to be ready right now. We got to be ready right now to throw this football because it is the option, right, to check this football down and get it to Gunnar Helm before he ultimately runs in to that other linebacker, okay? So we do have options, hell, even this tight end maybe, but we got an underneath defender right here. We got to be ready as soon as we come out of that play fake to be hot. Now, why are we getting pressure? Okay, why are we getting pressure? Are they bringing one more than we have in protection? The answer is yes, unless the running back is not doing his job. Watch the running back right here. They get all 4 down linemen and the mic picked up. What they do not pick up is what we call the green dog pressure, all right? They do not pick up the dog pressure, the second linebacker in the box who is adding in, okay, because he sees the running back stay in. All right, so I think, honestly, maybe our running back probably should have our eyes right before checking out. All right, but someone's messing up the protection, and the quarterback has to be ready to be hot off that play action fake. Now, when Quinn's playing good, Quinn's ripping footballs with confidence, and there are no turn downs on tape. But when Quinn's playing bad, or when the offense is sputtering and they're unable to finish and they go through these periods of stagnation, you'll see turn downs on tape. And what are turn downs for the uninitiated on this channel? Moments in our progression where we should be ripping the football with confidence and we are turning down the opportunity to do so. So let's find out where the turn down is right here on 3rd and long. We have the hitch up right here, and we're working this concept in behind him. These are our only reads, really. This is the purpose of the play on 3rd and long right here. We are trying to give you an option underneath with Gunnar Helm, drawing bodies, and we're going to hook up again behind him. All right, so those are the two kind of options right here for a quarterback. But here's my thing. All right, on 3rd and long, they're heating us up. We've been getting some pressure at this point in the football game. When we get to the top of our drop and we see Gunnar Helm snap his head down and get right there, we probably should be ripping the football right now. All right, we've got grass, we've got opportunity, we've got space. We probably should be ripping that football. If we don't, the only reason we're not is we're trying to see if this defensive back declares down on Gunnar Helm, ultimately opening up the deep over, right? So it's a simple two-man concept right here. We're reading what's right in front of us. We're holding the football a little bit too long and ultimately taking a sack. You can really see it from the tight here. As soon as we get to the top of our drop right here on 3rd and long, we've got to trust our tight end Gunnar Helm because he's created the space, all right? Can't quite see Gunnar, but we see the top of the drop, eyes on Gunnar, and then deciding we're going to pull the ball down. The turn downs can't happen against Ohio State. I think you're going to get into a 35-37 game to win, right? You're going to have to score 35, 36 points against Ohio State at this point in the year, despite the fact that you got the nation's best defense. All right, but even those Georgia teams that we were very, very close to that had the nation's best defense, they'd run into an offensive unit that could put up 30-plus points. I believe this to be Ohio State unit to be that football team. Now, Kirby, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the first half study. I know you were in here recording it with us the other day, the first of 3 times we tried to record it. They murdered Georgia on Duo, didn't they? Did Notre Dame, okay? They're not the only ones out here murdering folks on Duo either, because this is what causes this fumble, all right? The nickel down there, the safety that ultimately gets cooked a little bit later on the double move, he's the one that ultimately forces this fumble, and he's reading keys, right? We motion the tight or the wide receiver in. They're an attached 12 personnel. It looks like a duo formation. That's ultimately what they get out of pistol, and you can really see it from the tight. You see number 7 start to condense his split as soon as we bring the wide receiver in, and then it's go-go juice, right? It's immediately gassing right now, getting across his face. All that being said, we are 15 games in, Bubba. We're going to have tendencies. Number two, we're going to have tendencies. So get your goddamn head across, all right? Pay attention to your assignment. He's playing football. I see so many football teams right now, except for Ohio State, just flabbergasted that the dude across from them's playing ball. What? Like, we're in a playoff game, dude. Everyone's playing ball. You better be playing ball. So line up, get your damn head right, and get your head across, because the other dude's playing ball. I watch these wide receivers and tight ends being like, oh, shit, you're playing physical. Yeah, today we are. Don't be shocked. Cost you 2 points. You thought he should have threw that football in the hotel room, didn't you?
I was like, why wouldn't you try to throw it away? But I mean,
look how fast it is, bro. It's a shit show. I was impressed he caught the damn ball off the fumble. Yeah, but you're right. Throw that bitch away. Don't sacrifice the 2. We also watched this one in the hotel. We were like, damn, that was an impressive throw. No, it's not this one. What play is it? Hold on. It's play 28 right here. But let's go to 27 first. I think they are struggling at points and times in the run game due to some lack of execution, okay? And it's offensive line based. I don't think anyone's getting to their scheme or anything like that other than Georgia. But let's watch this from the tight. This is what I call early decisions, right? We're just making decisions a little bit too early, and it's costing us late in the progression. So they're pinning and pulling, right? They're pinning down with these 2 guys, and they're trying to pull around for whatever becomes dangerous, right? We call this MDM blocking, most dangerous man. When you get out there, the first color that shows, we're going to attack that. Now, that first color that shows, we hear that all the time as offensive linemen, and sometimes we're very literal people, okay? So if there's even an inkling of color, we're going to take it. So watch 52. He's going to see that inkling of color arise from that guy right there, and he's going to now gear down and help Gunnar Helm, which ultimately releases one more football player to the hat, right? And same thing for 65. 65, instead of continuing to run around the center right here, he's going to gear down for some inexplicable reason too, because he sees this color showing. So sometimes we can be a little bit too literal instead of just going on our path and making that guy run to me. All right, we're also running into the sideline, so that doesn't help either. But you're getting it stretched out quite frequently nowadays against Texas, okay? I thought Arizona State's front six, these six guys right here, did a really, really good job of stopping wide zone concepts with athleticism. Okay, they did get displaced, though, and you're going to see that as the film study continues, okay? Let's go to play 28. This is that throw. This is one of these throws that when you watch this guy throw routes on air in shorts and a T-shirt, you're like, oh, damn, maybe he should be a five-star, because I don't know how he got this ball all the way out there. Do you remember watching this one on live television, Kirby? He just flicks this one all the way outside the numbers with his shoulders basically square down the middle of the field. There is no doubt about it. 20 yards and in, this dude can make any throw on time. He can make it effortlessly, and the ball comes out with flick. Anything 25 yards and beyond, I feel like it really flutters on him. I feel like the ball floats in the air and hangs for an extended period of time. It doesn't have this sharp Russell Wilson, like, nose down action to it. It kind of nose ups, honestly, and kind of flutters like a dead bird, if you will, as it falls down. It doesn't sharply come down. Agree or disagree on the ball flight from Quinn Ewers, Kirby?
I agree with that.
So Clemson, going into that football game, I thought Clemson had the dudes to not allow displacement on wide zone. Okay, I thought they had big physical football players that would not get moved north and south. What I failed to realize was, yeah, they're big and physical, Brooksy, but they ain't going to be able to hold their gaps while moving east to west. You got to have the combination. You got to have the big dudes that don't get moved up the field, and they got to be athletic enough to do so while stretching the play horizontally, because the offense is trying to do this before they do that, right? So if you're getting moved like this, you're going to be in deep shit. You either got to be able to move this way really, really quickly, or you can't allow the penetration up north. Arizona State did a really, really good job of being athletic, right? Allowing our guys to really, really play free and run fast to the football from the backside, right? These guys right here kept explosives from happening. These guys pursuing the football down from the backside kept these 6-7 yard gains instead of 80-yard gains or 65-yard gains, right? Because, again, they are getting displaced. Watch them from the inside. They're just not big enough. They were getting moved a gap or two on these wide zones, right? You're going to get creased. You're going to get kicked out. You're going to get sealed. We're getting up to the linebacker, and we're going to knock you off your path, right? They are big and physical from Texas. I don't know how much of this stuff right here happens against Ohio State, right? When we're projecting to the next opponent, I don't know how many times, Ohio State's nose tackles are going to get sealed like that. Their defensive ends like Jack Sawyer and J2 Tuimoloau are going to get pushed out like this. I don't know how much displacement you're going to be able to create on the next opponent. But Arizona State lived to fight another down by keeping those down on the ground and not allowing massive explosives. Most Texas opponents this year, if and when they do get rolled, it's because wide zone kills them. It happened to Clemson. It happened to some of their other opponents on the schedule that they handled that I can't quite remember right now. Did that happen to Arkansas? I feel like Arkansas, towards the end of it, Texas started opening up on the run game just a tad.
Mm-hmm.
I think number 2 from Ohio State's picking this football off. You can't do this. You cannot float this ball up like this into double coverage. Also, by the way, there is no doubt in this system, his benders and his deep overs, they're going to run to grass. We talk about that on this network all the time. Unless you're running 2-man, which most teams aren't doing to these guys, most teams like Arizona State right here are going to play some type of cover 3, all right, and they're going to rotate between opening the middle of the field and closing the middle of the field. But if I were playing Texas, the middle of the field would be closed all of the time because of this right here. They're a double post bender football team. That's what they do, okay? They're going to run post action and they're going to run deep overs off of that stuff, okay? So I want to close the middle of the field as often as I can, all right? And definitely mix the looks when I don't. I want to show the middle of the field closed, rotate it to middle of the field open. I want to show middle of the field open, rotate it to middle of the field closed, because we are going to eventually confuse the quarterback, okay? The quarterback's got an answer here. He just didn't get to it. Try to take the deep shot instead. Yeah, this guy right here on the next football game that they play is arguably, he's not arguably, he's the best safety in college football. It's Caleb Downs, and he's going to run that ball down if you allow it to float in the air like this. Now, the one common denominator between all football teams that give Texas's offense reasonable problems, right? I'm talking like this, where they keep them stagnant for an entire quarter or an entire quarter and a half. The teams that do so render their screen game net neutrals or net negatives, okay? They're trying to get explosives off their screens. They're not one of these teams that uses the screen game as an addition to the run game. You'll hear some offensive coordinators say that. No. Sark's trying to hunt in the screen game. So if you can make him either a plus 3-yard gain instead of a 17-yard gain, you've taken him off of his script. You've gotten him out of his comfort zone like this right here. I think Arizona State did a really, really good job of denying their traditional screen game and rallying and tackling their tunnel and bubble screen game, okay? All the stuff outside of the box requires effort and rallying. All the stuff inside the box requires proper reads and keys, like this defensive tackle right here recognizes what's happening to him early on in the snap and kind of gets a piece of the running back right here and blows up the screen. If you can do this to them, you're going to put them behind their schedule and off of their traditional script. You're going to make Sark a little bit more uncomfortable than he traditionally is. Okay, and also, by the way, if you take a look, most of these come in situations where they need to get back, right? It's 2nd and 10 right here. We forced a 3rd and 10 instead of an automatic first down against most opponents from Texas this year. But this guy's been their bailout guy. Matthew Golding, I think is his name, number 2. Ryan Wingo's going to be great. He's probably going to be the better pro prospect. This is their best football player. When they need an answer, they go right to him. Did we have more news hit while we were doing this?
No, I'm answering a text from my mom.
Oh, all good. All good. All you had to say was no, but shouts to Ma Dukes. Here we go, on to the next clip. But yeah, they bail out a lot with Matthew Golding this year. All right, he's their best weapon. Honestly, he was the killer against Georgia in that SEC championship game. One of those bluff screens, hits for a tud. Okay, he was great in these 50-50 balls as well. You're going to have to deny the football when you play these guys. Now, this has been the real problem for Texas. Not only can they not finish off opponents in football games, they got a real problem in the red zone punching it in. And Ohio State's one of them ones in them red zone. Inside them 20s, they're really, really good. Texas has really struggled, and you can see it over these 3 plays. So I talked about it. You got to rally and tackle the screen game. They're going to feed you a heavy dose of it, so you got to be able to get them down on the ground. It's a great job by Arizona State rallying to the football, attacking with violence when you get there, okay? The very next snap, we get right back on the football, and you can see Texas really grinding it out right now, trying to get this ball into the box. They ultimately get a PI here in a second to help them out, but none of this has been easy for these guys. As much of a play calling and play designing wizard that Sark is, they've really struggled in the red zone as of late. All they're trying to do right now is roll Quinn to his right and get this nice little one-on-one matchup between Matthew Golding and the corner. They ultimately get the hold on the corner right here, get a PI, ball placed at the 5, automatic first down, okay? So now you get here in this situation again, and you're thinking, all right, is Texas going to finally punch the football in? Well, not exactly. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to struggle to create a crease, and they're going to get tackled, and they're going to face a 2nd and goal. And then they're going to do it again, and they're going to face a 3rd and goal. And then we're going to have to scramble with the quarterback and hope to make something happen. I think this might be a bad read by the running back, honestly. No, we can't float into number 7 right there. It's a great shed by 92, the nose tackle right there. All right, 3rd and 5. I think this is the scramble from Quinn. And honestly, I felt like he's been at his best this year when he does extend with his legs. And that took a hit, obviously, when he had an ankle injury. But some of his best plays this year, in my mind, are rolling to his right. When we get him to his right as an offense, we're really, really threatening, okay? So as a defense, we can't let him get out of the pocket. Let's go to 41. Had the athletes, but still got creased a little bit in this wide zone concept, okay? They're getting tackled for 7, 8, 9 yards, but they're still getting some displacement in on the defensive line, and you can see it right here. Again, the question is, how many of these creases are actually created against a football team like Ohio State, right? How many times is a backside inside linebacker going to overrun the ball carrier? This is one thing I don't see from like really, really good defenses, right? We're never going to overrun the ball carrier. Never. We're never going to put 2 Ds in one hole either, okay? Which we're kind of doing with the front side inside linebacker. The front number 22 stacks himself over the defensive tackle right here. Watch him. We can't do this. We can't do this and overrun the ball carrier, all right? Let's go to play 42. It's another float, man. This guy stays floating the football. Stays floating the football. And I don't know why. I can't quite. Maybe he's too rotational. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't rotate his wrist over upon launch point. But this ball always floats on him down the field. You can really see it from the tight. It's also a great play by the DB. I don't want to take away from this guy. But this ball just hangs up way too long. Way too long. Looks like we're having some Wi-Fi issues right now. Great play by that kid, man. Great play by that kid. Let's go to play 46. So, there ain't no doubt, dude calling plays still really good. Kyle Flood and Sark both. So when it comes to right now, it's 3rd and 3, I think, right now. Not only do you have to beat a blue chip roster, but you got to beat a coordinator that knows what the hell he's doing right now. So they're going to get Gunnar Helm nice and open right here on 3rd down. Okay, going to sell it out. All right, we got the swing working from the back, which is going to pull that linebacker, and now this DB who's in man coverage with Gunnar Helm is going to have to run over the top of his teammate, okay? So really good job by the coordinator creating a crease for our quarterback, all right, or getting him an easy option on 3rd and 3. Time check.
22 minutes.
We're cruising right along. What do we got here? Deep cross will always clear. Deep cross will always clear. Okay, they're working the corner here. We got the deep cross working here and the post on the front side safety, all right, with some type of check down over here. But that's the concept we got working as an offense, all right? And guess what? That deep cross running the grass right now. I don't know why he's checking the ball down or pulling the ball down, but he is, okay? So other thing I've noticed about this guy, that pocket's clean as can be. That's as clean as a pocket will get. All right, still is. We've got opportunities to read this guy and see what he's going to do and throw this deep over. I don't know why we're pulling the ball down and running, okay? Especially on 3rd and 20. You know who, or 3rd and 15. You know who ain't converting a 3rd and 15 with his legs? Quinn Ewers. Now, I do appreciate the fact that we've got a kicker who's on his last leg, pun intended, okay, Mr. Auburn, and we don't want him kicking a 52-yarder. But don't worry, Bubba, he's going to shank the 46-yarder too, so you might as well try to hunt. Agree or disagree, Christian?
Agreed.
It jumps on knees, man. You let this guy 3-step, no hitch, throw an out route, he spin the shit up out the football. These balls come out elite. This is why right here, why he might be the highest rated quarterback ever, because he does do stuff like this on tape where it's like, all right, we got pressure in our face. We're throwing a 10 back down to 12 or 12 back down to 10 out route right here, and we're going to rip the piss out of it with anticipation and put it in the right spot, and it's going to look pretty, and it's going to look effortless, and then the ball going to flutter 40 yards downfield. I don't know why I don't know what's going on there. But these always look good from him. He's always looked like he's got some immediate life on these types of routes. I think that's why you see a lot of football teams like Georgia. Georgia, towards the middle of that football game, started walking down on those guys. They weren't just going to allow this, right? It was about midway through the first quarter or first possession where they walked Dalen Everett down here, and then the next thing you know, on a hitch route, they throw an interception, okay? I don't expect Ohio State to give him that much grass. Do you, Kirby?
No.
Now, the other thing you got to know, if you are going to play zone, all right, they're playing 3-high zone right here. If we are going to play zone, we got to have some wits about us. All right, we got to have some wits about us. Now, there are 3 wide receivers over here, right? There is 1 wide receiver over here. So if you're this hook curl defender, you played linebacker, right, Kirby? If you're this hook curl defender and you know you've got 2 over there, 1 already right here, at the snap of the ball, where do you think you would start your drop? Would you pedal straight back or would you pedal towards the 3?
Towards 3.
I would too. I would pedal this way, right? Because my immediate threat is probably that guy right there. Yeah, sure, I might get slanted right now, but my immediate threat in my zone drop is probably going to be something over my right shoulder. You know? Like when we zone drop against these guys, can we do some, thinking about what might happen to us? Instead of pedaling right back off the ball. Now, let's look at the quarterback. Did the quarterback stare at this linebacker, making him pedal straight back? Let's see. No, he's actually looking left. So, I appreciate that about you, Quinn. I do. That put us in conflict a little bit, right? We're actually going to look him off. Good job right there, Quinn. That is refinement in quarterback play. As we sit here and I feel like I've been crapping on him all day. That's a really good job. No wonder the linebacker's being held. Good job. That's why it's important to always look at both angles. I think he's really good inside of 20, okay? Any throw inside of here, so I'm talking outs, I'm talking hitches, I'm talking deep overs or crossers like this, I'm talking digs, I'm talking slants, I'm talking all of them. He's really, really good in here, I think, okay? That ball scudded, son. That's Ryan Wingo. That's a big kid, man. Ryan Wingo is like 6'2.5", 210. That ball's not floating, is it, Christian?
No, it is not.
That ball's pissed on.
It's a laser.
Yes, it is. A catchable one, too. They hunted this wide zone, did Arizona State. I love the way that they've attacked. All right, once we see the key, let's sprint our ass off to the football. I thought they did a really, really good job against this type of play design from Texas. Okay, it is their staple. It's what you're going to have to stop. You're going to have to be able to go this way without getting pushed this way or creased. And I thought they did a good job of it. Just rallying to the ball, man. And they did it with violence, I thought, right? Look at 5. Look at 5 shocking this backside guard, okay? And this is the minor effort of it. You've already got him beat by alignment, okay? Once he gets there, all right, he has technically reached us. He's got his head play side. But if I continue to fight and push and push and push and push, all right, we're going to close whatever potential creases might be there. Great job at the second level denying the block, too. Hey, will you check up on number 54 from Texas to see if he's an everyday starter? I think they lost their center at some point. They had an injury at some point. This guy's going no gloves McGee out here. All right. And I don't know if that's an everyday guy, you got respect for me. That's like the old Evan Gaddis rocking no batting gloves. You out here rocking no offensive lineman gloves, no tape as a guard. You better be a damn dude.
His number's 55.
54. Has he got like 15 starts this year, or is this a guy that just came in as of recently?
He's listed on the 2 deep. His name is Cole Hudson.
Cole Hudson. Shout out to Cole Hudson with the no drip. Oh, man. This play right here. This is just weird. This is the 4th and 13. Yeah, this is the 4th and 13. They have been in soft zone or cover 3 all day. We hadn't talked a lot of coverages from what Arizona State's been playing, but most of the football game, they had the safety in the middle of the field, they had the corners bumped off, and these intermediate defenders were all 8 to 10 yards back, okay? They were rushing 4, adding a 5th sometimes, but really it was kind of like, hey, we want to put a level of defense right here. We want to put one safety in the middle of the field and cover the deep thirds, all right? But that's really the style of defense. If they want to check the ball down here, that's fine. We'll rally to the ball and we'll tackle. That's kind of the brand of football that they've been playing all day. And then on 4th and 13 right here, they dial up hella pressure. They walk down. I think they send 6. It ends up being sending 5 with a spy. But again, 4th and 13, if he wants to take off, we're going to get him before he gets to the sticks if we're playing zone coverage, I feel like. They get double moved down on the bottom third corner right here and just get cooked. I don't know why the safety's not still back. I don't know why he's jumping here, but I understand that, plays happen. I respect Kenny Dillingham coming out there and saying something about it, though, about it being his fault. Now, what I didn't have time to show you is the first, because that play right there is 4th and 13, but the first 3 plays, you know what, I'm going to do it for you anyways. The first 3 plays of this possession, guys, they are losing Gunnar Helm left and right, okay? Every time he runs down the field or every time he delays right here, he's down here on the bottom. They constantly lose him, okay? Watch him, all right? He's leaking. And nobody's paying attention. He's eventually going to run past. I know the ball's out. I know this guy's over here. But they're looking at this on tape, and they're like, oh, nobody's paying attention at 85. And then they come over here, and they run the next play. All right, down sit hut, come on with it. All right, and they're like, oh, look, 85's running down the field with a second-level defender paying attention to him. And the safety way the hell up off, right? So we're starting to see all this stuff. And Kyle Flood's like, hey, our best player is Gunnar Helm. And the first 3 plays of the possession, they seem to not even care about him. They seem to not really pay attention to him, right? Watch him on this play, okay? They're trying to run slip screen, and I understand it's 3rd and 13. So now they're finally trying to get to him right here. And, of course, Arizona State covers it, all right? Of course they do on 3rd and long, but the first 2 plays of possession, they're kind of like letting him slip and letting him not really pay attention to him upon first action. So what do? We give him a first action that believes that, hey, Gunnar is not the intended target, right? We give him a play action. That's the first action of the play. So now, off the first action, then we leak him because they haven't been paying attention to him on that second level, and now all of a sudden we got a boom-bang touchdown. Good ball from Quinn Ewers, and eventually ball game over. All right, but that's the thing about Sark, man, and that's the thing I don't think Ohio State's going to allow. I don't think Ohio State's going to consistently show on one possession they're vulnerable in one area and then not correct it. You have to correct things against Sark. He will attack you if you have vulnerabilities. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hey, I hope I checked off one of them 3 rules, and I hope I earned your subscription. If you're this deep into the film study, I hope I certainly did that. Love you. Bye. See you next time.